And welcome to Wilson Rozier Ballpark here in Farmington, Missouri for a morning baseball game for the Farmington Knights against the St. Clair Bulldogs. And we're here in the top of the second inning. Jordan Ankrum grounds out to the shortstop. It was a 1-2-3, or should I say very short innings in the top of the first and the bottom of the first for both teams. And so Farmington is actually the visiting team on the scoreboard as they will play a doubleheader today. So a quick out here in the second inning. And a ball inside for the St. Clair pitcher. So Farmington has played well of late here at home as that ball's fouled away. We saw them go down quick to North County the other day, and then they rallied back to score several unanswered runs and ended up winning that game 10-2, I believe. So offensively, they've hit the ball very well here at home. Right now, though, looking to get something going. Not a whole lot happening. He delivers, and there's a ball fouled back off a fastball. Pitcher shakes off his catcher. Now he's ready. He delivers. Breaking ball, driven into the right center field. And a diving attempt by the right fielder just out of his glove. He had the catch and couldn't hold on as he went to the ground, and so that'll be an error. And Farmington has a runner on first with one out here in the top of the second. So, and there's a drive into left center field. That'll move the runner around to third. No, Coach Gibbs will hold the runner up. Looked like he might have had a shot. So now with one out, Farmington's got something going here. Runners at first and second here in the top of the second as Blake Worley steps to the plate with a chance to do some damage. Getting runs early in the ball game gives you a big psychological advantage, not just for your team's energy, but it gets in the head of the pitcher knowing he's going to have a long day. So breaking ball there in for a strike on the outside part of the plate. So far, that's one thing I have noticed is that this pitcher from St. Clair has a pretty nasty curveball. Nobody really holding the runners. And that ball looked like it was close to grazing Worley's jersey there. Just able to get out of the way of the ball. So 2-1. Checks his swing and holds off. 3-1. No doubt he'll only be looking to hit it if it's anywhere down the middle of the plate here. And there's a strike on the inside part of the plate as Worley backed off of it, but his stance is so close to the plate that any pitch inside is going to feel like it's close to hitting him. That ball's fouled away, so now full count. As I said, the runner's not really being held on in the payoff pitch here to Worley. He holds off the breaking ball outside of the zone. A good pitch, but a better eye there for Worley. Now bases loaded for Garrett Tamir. And any ball to the outfield now will score a runner. So the one thing Farmington doesn't want is a strikeout here. There's a ball inside. So the pitcher with one out and bases loaded going from the windup. And Tamir pops the ball foul, and it will just get out of play into the Farmington bullpen. As I said, he's looking for anything he can hit to the outfield mainly. But putting the ball in play is key here. So there's that little breaking ball. Came back over the inside part of the plate now. Tamir in the hole, 1-2. And he grounds the ball. A slow roller just past the pitcher. They'll throw Tamir out at first, but the runner will score. So Farmington goes up 1-0 here in the top of the second. As I said, putting the ball in play is all you really want there. So 2 outs now. 2 runners in scoring position for Brett Mann. And Mann looks to bunt his way on, looks to squeeze the runner in, but he foul tips it back. And that ball inside. The pitcher for the Bulldogs taking full advantage of that very good breaking ball that he has, trying to get the Knights hitters to chase it. Mann sits on that curveball and loops the ball, and a diving catch by the right fielder to end the inning in foul territory. He just missed one earlier in the inning, made up for it there. But Farmington gets a run on the board here in the top of the second, and so we'll go to the bottom of the second. Farmington leading 1-0. Here in the bottom of the second, St. Clair batter grounds out to the pitcher to start the inning quickly here. As I said, in the top of the second, Farmington able to load the bases, but only able to get 1 run out of it. But they are ahead now, and so second batter of the inning will step up. Now Brett Mann on the mound this morning, the first of a doubleheader. And he gets the St. Clair batter to chase one just out of the zone. So the count's 1-1. Mann winds and delivers. And a nice pitch as he paints the outside corner. And Mann strikes him out swinging on a fastball up in the zone. Those last 2 pitches had a little heat on them. This quick 2 outs here. The bottom of the second as Mann looks ready this morning. trying to get the guy to chase the pitch out of the zone on the bunt attempt. The count will go to 1-0. And there's another pitch right on the outside corner. Man seems to want to work quickly. He's in a good rhythm here this morning. He's quickly back on the mound, and he delivers over the outside corner again. He is hitting that thing no problem right now. And there's the pitch fouled back behind home plate. The count 1-2 now, as I think these St. Clair hitters are a little surprised at the speed that Man is able to get on the ball. So he delivers now. Again, fastball literally just a couple inches out of what the previous pitch was called a strike, just off the outside part of the plate. Testing the ump strike zone. And there's a curveball on the inside part of the plate. So he's thrown several fastballs in a row. He's trying to trick the hitter there. So there he goes. He strikes out the third out for the third out of the inning, and it's 3 up, 3 down for Man in the bottom of the second inning. We will go to the top of the third. Knights leading 1-0. Man looks ready to pitch this morning. Not having any trouble with the St. Clair lineup, especially there in that second inning. They could not catch up to his fastball. And if he can get his curve going, that's going to be a tremendous asset here for the rest of this game. As that change of speed pitch will be a very big deal when you're throwing the ball as hard as he is right now. So Logan Winder will lead off the top of the third here for the Knights. I believe Logan is a switch hitter. Of course, mostly he will hit from the left side, as in high school baseball, at least where we play. He won't see a ton of left-handed pitchers. But a left-handed batter in the lineup will throw a pitcher off, as it's totally different for a right-handed pitcher to pitch to a left-handed hitter. And that ball will be just off the outside part of the plate for a strike. Winder looking to get on with a leadoff hit here. That ball called a strike. Winder not very pleased with it. The ump is being consistent, giving him that ball just off the black part of the plate. And that ball sails on the pitcher outside. Winder in the hole, 1-2. Looks like the pitcher is trying to get a curveball over, a breaking ball. It keeps slipping out of his hand is what it looks like. So 2-2 now, the count even, as he winds and delivers. That one he had a little better grip on. Couldn't quite get it over the outside part of the plate now, so the count goes full. Winder will swing at anything close. And he drives the ball into a hole between the shortstop and the third baseman. And a good piece of hitting there by Winder, as that pitcher was painting the ball over the outside part of the plate the entire at bat, and he finally just took it the other direction. And so Jonah Barnes now up. He has hit well this year. Looking to move Winder around. Jonah Barnes is a multiple sport athlete at Farmington. Playing baseball, basketball, and soccer. He drives the ball into left field for a base hit. The Knights quickly here with 2 on and nobody out. And Connor Forsyth now with Winder in scoring position. Nobody out here in the top of the third. And there's a curveball that just misses the inside part of the plate. Good eye by Forsyth. As I said, Jonah Barnes, a key contributor to 3 sports with Farmington, a key player on the Knights' Final Four basketball team this year. Forsyth grounds to the shortstop. He can't get the play at second. And he will just barely get Forsyth at first. That was a very close call. Bang bang play looks like it could have gone either way there, but in any case, Winder and Barnes move around to second and third, excuse me. So Jordan Ankrum up to the plate now with 2 runners in scoring position, only 1 out. The infield playing shallow, the shortstop way up on the grass, and the first baseman looking to keep the runner from scoring. Good eyes, he lays off the pitch high and outside. And center fielder playing very shallow for Ankrum. Any hit to the outfield will score a run. There's a nice pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Ankrum fouls that pitch back. Take the count to 1-2. Looking to do some damage here. Farmington again with runners in scoring position for the second inning in a row. And he loops one over the second baseman into right field. That'll score at least 1 run. And the right fielder bobbles the ball. Jonah Barnes comes around to score. And there's a throwing error, and Jordan Ankrum will go to second on it. As when the ball came in, the second baseman threw it to first, trying to get Ankrum, who overran the base. But there was no one there. And so that will be a 2-run single for Ankrum as he gets to second on the error, and he'll get a courtesy runner as he prepares for the next inning, being the catcher. So Kobe Moon up to bat now. Still 1 out. Runner at second. Knight's doing some damage, and he loops the ball into right field. That'll go foul just outside the reach of the right fielder. And that was almost the exact same spot that he made the dramatic catch to end the first inning. Or excuse me, to end the second inning. So 0-1. And there's a nice curveball. Looked like he had Moon tricked. So the count now 0-2. Moon will have to swing at anything close now. Count goes to 1-2, but the Knights taking advantage of having these runners in scoring position by putting the ball in play. Moon strikes out there just as I say that. So in high school baseball, one thing you say is that if you can at least put the ball in play, you've got a chance. So now Ethan Grimes up to the plate. And that ball sails over his head. Just a bit inside. It's that pitcher not able to get a grip on the ball a little, it seems like. He drives the ball to center field, but right to the center fielder, and so that'll be the 3rd out of the inning, but the damage is done as the Farmington Knights put 2 runs on the board, and they go up 3-0 here as we'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. Farmington Knights leading against the St. Clair Bulldogs, and Brett Mann pitching tremendously well to start this game. We'll see if he can keep that up, as the Bulldog hitters have not been able to catch up to his fastball so far. So, man, back on the mound here for the bottom of the third. He's a student that just came in at the end of last year. Was previously at Pacific. He was also a key contributor to the Knights' success in basketball. Kind of an energy guy, played really good defense, able to rebound really well despite not being a very tall guy. But all I heard was that baseball was his sport. And so from some of the players, they told me he's a very good pitcher. And we are seeing evidence of that here this morning. St. Clair's a lefty up. Man winds and delivers. Looking to bunt his way on there. But he misses, and so it is a strike. 0-1. He loops the ball into center field. And that'll go down for a base hit to start the third inning here. Excuse me, to start the bottom of the third inning. Knights looking to turn two as Connor Forsyth comes in a little in center field. And there's a bunt down the first base line. Man's only play is at first. And a good bunt laid down by the Bulldog hitter. Move the runner around to second. But man does get the runner at first, which is key. So the Bulldogs playing a lot of small ball here, as that is the third or fourth batter that has squared around to bunt already here in the first 3 innings. So the batter calls time very late there. And a man almost already in his windup throws the ball into the grass. And that pitch will not count, obviously. Man very frustrated with the late time call as it messes up his rhythm. And one thing we've seen is that can a pitcher can throw his arm out really easily on a ball like that. So he's putting everything he has into it, and then to try to hold on to the ball really messes up his rhythm. And the umpire looks to have something in his eye. That's what the delay is now. So this is probably the best thing for Man to have a little bit of a delay here. He was a little frustrated having to throw that ball into the grass there. And he gets time to collect himself. It looks like we're ready to go here. So no count. Runner on second, one out here in the bottom of the third. Man steps and delivers, and there's the ball looped just out of the outstretched arm of the Knights' second baseman. Excuse me, it looked like the Bulldogs were waving the run around to third, but he held up at the last second. So runners on the corners now. Nice piece of hitting there. That's 2 straight balls just looped into center field. Man, it has been throwing strikes here this morning, giving the hitters a chance to put the ball in play, which is really what you want. Now it seems like they're starting to catch up to his fastball. They've got their timing down much better than they had in the first couple of innings. And so a diving grab for Ankrum behind the plate. That pitch was inches from scoring a run, being a pass ball. So Man steps and delivers, and a ball into the dirt outside again. Count goes to 2-0. Man up from the stretch as the Bulldog runner at first doesn't look to be stealing. And that's 3 straight pitches outside. See if Man can collect himself here. That pitch right over the middle part of the plate. So he knew the batter was taking all the way. Now he'll just look to give him something to hit. And the runner takes off. So St. Clair runner will steal second before Man ever goes into his delivery. So now 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. And this batter is key. Infield in light, short. And there is a drive to left field. The left fielder catches it on the run. A nice catch. But it will score the runner at third who tags up. So minimal damage there. Worley steps on third trying to appeal the tag of the runner. He's called safe. So they said he stayed long enough. And the Farmington fans yelling at the players to go and touch home to challenge the play there. And they challenge it. The umpire says safe. The fan's not really a fan of that call. A runner at second now with 2 outs. Nice block by Ankrum. His count goes to 1-0, and a nice play in left field there. As he ran the ball down, it was Kobe Moon in left field there. Tremendous catch. Covered a lot of ground out there. That ball is tipped back out of play. Count goes to 1-1. We've seen a few pretty great catches in the outfield this morning early on. This Kobe Moon covered about 25, 30 yards there. And Brett Mann gets his curveball to go over the very outside edge of that plate. A man from the stretch. And a nice curveball to strike him out to end the third inning. Completely had the batter fooled. It looked like he was looking for a fastball, and that got him. As the runner at second was trying to tease Man, trying to get him off his game. Man looked at him as he lifted his leg and delivered for the strikeout. So that's the second time Man has ended an inning, 2 out of 3 innings here with a strikeout. So with runners at second and third, Farmington able to get out of the inning with minimal damage done. St. Clair does put a run on the board. Score now 3-1, 3-2-1. Farmington still leading St. Clair. And Blake Worley will step to the plate here. In the bottom of the 4th inning. Excuse me, the top of the 4th inning. Keep getting that backwards as we are at Wilson Rosier Park. The Knights are usually the home team with a doubleheader here. They're the visiting team first this morning. As I talked about Jonah Barnes being a key, him and Brett Mann being key players on the Knights basketball team. Another key player, Blake Worley, didn't actually play on the team, but I would say the head cheerleader in the stands. As I see, he seemed to be the guy that got the Farmington student section riled up on a regular basis. He takes ball 1 outside. Worley fouls it off into the Knights bullpen. And he takes one in the back. As again, the St. Clair pitcher not able to get a grip on his curveball. He's had trouble with that, as we saw against Winder earlier in the previous inning. Attempted to throw his curveball 3 times, and it sailed on him into the right-handed hitter's batter's box. And tried to throw it again, hit Worley square in the back. And so now a balk called on the St. Clair pitcher, and Worley will go to second. And so even though that pitch was fouled back, the ball was called dead before the pitch. And so no count on Tamir. So he has a runner in scoring position. And the St. Clair catcher will go to take time, talk to his pitcher a little bit. As Worley will get a courtesy runner. He's motioning, saying the ball hit him in the his left shoulder blade there, but he said he's all right. Pitcher steps off the rubber again now. So Tamir swings at a ball just off the outside part of the plate to go 1-1. Tamir seems to be a straight pull hitter. If he would step into that pitch and drive it to right field, have a much better shot at hitting it. He squares around a bunt and misses the curveball there. So the count now 0-2. Tamir will have to swing away here. He surprises him with the bunt, though, and lays down a nice one. And the pitcher just able to throw him out at first, and that will advance the runner to third. A surprise bunt on an 0-2 count there from Coach Gibbs. As man steps to the plate now with 1 out and runner on third. That's one of those calls that you look like a genius if it works, and you look kind of stupid if it doesn't. And looking to bunt again here, squeeze the runner home. This man squared away at the last second, trying to surprise the Bulldogs. Now the infield playing way up, very shallow. He won't surprise them this time. Man watches the curveball come back across the inner part of the plate. 0-2 count to man. The pitcher winds and delivers. And that ball sails on him again. This pitcher is having a few control problems here early. And man swings at a ball in the dirt. They'll have to throw him out. The catcher nearly threw the ball into right field. So man will be charged a strikeout in the box score on that one as Winder comes to the plate. Logan Winder, the leadoff hitter for the Knights. Shortstop. Now he's going to have to get a base hit to score the runner at third. And that ball outside. Winder loops the ball into left field, and it will just be foul. About 2 feet across the line. That would have scored the runner. That ball would have gotten down, but it's foul. So the pitcher for St. Clair in his windup with the runner at third, not afraid of him stealing. And that pitch outside, and the throwback by the catcher over to third. But the runner's safe. We see Ankrum do that a lot for the Knights. Haven't seen him do it this morning yet, but he will throw back to second on those types of plays. A ball driven to the second baseman. And Winder runs it out to score a run as the second baseman took his time getting the ball over to first. And Winder nearly fell down as he stretched out to reach first base. Nice effort there by Logan Winder to score the runner. And that's kind of a demoralizing thing for a pitcher, as he's pitched well this inning. He had the third out there as the ball was grounded out to the second baseman, who was playing fairly shallow. Instead, the inning will continue as Logan Winder, with a tremendous amount of hustle there. He nearly ran out a hit earlier in the game. And now Jonah Barnes up to bat. And there's a pitch on the inside part of the plate. The pitcher tries to throw Winder out at first. But he's safe. So Barnes now down in the count 0-1. Winder doesn't look to be stealing here. And Barnes lays off the breaking ball low and outside. Looked like he leaned into it a little bit like he wanted it. And that ball just off the outside part of the plate, but it's called a strike. And I will say that the umpire has been very consistent with that call. So Barnes swinging at it, grounds to the second baseman. And this time the second baseman will get the out. But the Knights able to put another run on the board here in the top of the fourth. As they bunted to move the runner around. Tamir with an 0-2 bunt, which is not something you see very often. And then Logan Winder running out a ground ball to the second baseman, which is really not something you see very often. It's a very short throw, but that effort scored a run. An RBI infield single. So it looks like Anthony Brakefield now will come in at first base. Tamir will sit down as he's warming up with the right fielder now. So the Knights also have a new third baseman, Blake Worley. Will sit down here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Halfway through this game now, Knights up 4-1. Mann still on the mound, pitching well. St. Clair able to get a few singles into center field there. In the previous inning, able to get a run around to score. And there's Busenbark over at third. So Mann getting the hitter to chase a ball outside the zone. They said if they are catching up to his fastball, he'll start to throw the curveball a little more, I imagine. And that ball had some mustard on it. It's just outside. 2-2. That ball passed Ankrum make the count full. As one thing man has started to do here since the previous inning is he's missed outside pretty badly several times now. But able to make pitches like that to strike the batter out. So that is Mann's 4th strikeout, I believe, of the game. So Mann winds and delivers with a strike to start off the second batter of the inning. So there's a curveball that the hitter fights off on the inside part of the plate. That was one of those pitches that as soon as you swing at it, you wish you wouldn't have. Because that ball was way inside. The count 0-2 nonetheless. And man, just a little high on that one. Looking to get the call on the outside part of the plate. The umpire's been fairly lenient with those calls today. Man with a curveball, the runner sits on it, pops it to shallow center field. Forsythe able to run under it, though, for the second out of the inning. Now St. Clair will send, I believe it's their first baseman up to the plate. Man looking to get out of the inning, 1-2-3. Quickly winds and delivers. Gets the call on the outside part of the plate. And there's a swing and a miss as the batters have to defend the outside part of the plate there. And Man gets the hitter to chase one. So the count 0-2 quickly here. There's one. He fouls off the right side of the field. It'll get out of play. But with the umpire being lenient with the strike zone on the outside part of the plate there, the hitters have to defend it on an 0-2 count. Reach for a few pitches. And so now Mann gets the strikeout on the breaking ball. I believe that's Mann's 5th strikeout of the game here as he is throwing a gem here this morning. Only allowing 1 run in 4 innings off just a few hits. And so the Knights will go into the top of the 5th inning up 4-1. As on that last pitch, the St. Clair hitter did not like the call. And I was mistaken. That was not their first baseman. That was the DH for them. So Coach Gibbs talking to his players here as they come into bat. Gibbs giving several of his players some work today. Putting Busenbark in at third, Brakefield in at first, and has a few other people on the bench he can sub in if he would like. One thing the Knights did lose was Dennis Pogue, who played third for them, hit very well in the first part of the season, and broke his thumb about a week and a half ago squaring around for a bunt. And the ball sailed on him, went just over the bat, and caught him on the top part of the hand. And so Pogue will be out more than likely for the rest of the season. So Farmington at the plate, Connor Forsythe takes the first pitch outside for a ball. Forsythe pops the ball into foul play. The first baseman able to run under it pretty easily for the first out of the inning. So Braden Bond now up to the plate. He pulls the ball to the third baseman. A nice pickup. So he'll throw him out at first. So the Knights quickly here with 2 outs on the top of the 5th. There's a curveball that gets in there for a strike. So there's another curveball just on the outside part of the plate. And the hole 1-2. That pitch blocked up into the dirt. Outside 2-2 now. Knights looking for a 2-out rally here. That pitch had a little speed on it, but it's high and outside. So a full count now. And payoff pitch. And that ball lined in the right field. And the right fielder able to run under it, though. A quick 1-2-3 inning for the Knights. So now it appears as though the Knights making several defensive substitutions here, as Ankrum will stay in. I thought that was Ankrum's spot that was being hit for by Braden Bond. And it looks like Anthony Brakefield will play behind the plate now. I've only seen Brakefield play first and a little in the outfield, but giving Ankrum a little bit of a break here, as we do have a second game here coming up later. So Gibbs trying to get some of his players a little bit of time off here, as there's several defensive substitutions now. As Braden Bond into right field now. So that bunt attempt foul tipped back. So now it looks like Connor Forsyth actually playing first this inning. And that pitch outside takes the count to 1-1. It would appear as though the only remaining starters in the game at this point for the Knights here in the top of the 5th inning. It's a curveball just off the outside part of the plate. Our Brett Mann, the starting pitcher, Connor Forsyth, who has changed positions now to first. And that may be all. Count goes to 2-2. And Mann gets him to swing and miss on a curveball for his 6th strikeout of the game. And at this point, Mann looks to be capable of going the distance. He is pitching very well this morning. And that pitch outside, 0-1. Again, as I said during basketball season, Man played for the first ever Farmington Knights varsity boys basketball team to win a sectional game, a quarterfinal game, and make it all the way to the Final Four, the Show Me Showdown. But even during that, everyone told me that he was a baseball player. A very good athlete, kind of a raw athlete, but baseball was his sport. We are seeing that this morning. Several strikeouts, only allowing 1 run on very few hits. There's a strike on the inside part of the plate, taking the count to 3-1. And so the lefty for St. Clair fouls the ball back into the parking lot here at Wilson Rozier. And if you're not careful here and you don't park far enough away, you will get a baseball into the windshield. Every now and then you'll hear that crash of the ball hitting the vehicle. And that ball just foul tipped. And the count goes full. Man looking for his 6th strikeout of the game. And that's 3 straight foul tips. There's the hitter battling here. Man throws what appears to be a changeup. And the lefty for St. Clair had a beat on it, but pulled it foul. See if Man tries to blow him away here with a fastball. And he does, but the hitter gets a bat on it. Easily over to second base for the second out of the inning, though. So good at bat for the Bulldog hitter as he battled with several foul balls in a row. And in the end, only a ground out to the second baseman. And so there's another slow grounder to the second baseman. And Man out of the inning, 1, 2, 3. And he is on his game this morning. So now we'll go to the top of the 6th inning. Farmington up 4-1. This is one time I will say that the score doesn't really seem that close. It seems like it should be more like a 7 or 8 run game as opposed to a 3-run game, as Man has controlled the game, mixing up his pitches here. In the first couple innings, he was able to blow most of the Bulldog hitters away with his fastball, and it seemed like in the 3rd inning, as they started to time it up pretty well, he started to mix in his changeup and his curveball more to keep them guessing. So Man with 5 strikeouts, I believe, on the morning, only allowing 2 or 3 hits. And the only run of the game on a sac fly to left field. So Brendan Ferris up to bat, as he is one of the substitutions for Coach Gibbs' Knights baseball team here. And that pitch just outside for ball 1. Coach Gibbs calling a play for Ferris. And he pulls the ball over the left, into left field, just over the 3rd base. He turns first heading for second, but runs back quickly So a leadoff single for Brendan Ferris. And that's good to see if you're a coach when you're able to put in subs. You're put in subs, backup players, and they're able to get the job done. As a St. Clair starting pitcher is still out there. And so another balk. That's the second one of the game now called on the starting pitcher for the Bulldogs. And Ferris will move to second. That curveball sailed inside a little on the pitcher, taking the count to 0-1. So Brant Busenbark now, the count 0-2, with a runner in scoring position. And he drives the ball into center field. And that ball will get past the center fielder. That'll score Ferris from second. And Busenbark will slide into second with an easy double. An RBI double for Busenbark, taking the score to 5-1 as Brakefield steps to the plate. Brakefield can score a runner now. If he can hit the ball to the right side of the field, Busenbark will have a chance, and he swings on a pitch outside. Brakefield lays off that pitch, but a strike called nonetheless. That pitch looked to be a little bit outside. As I said, the umpire has been very consistent with that call. So Brakefield will have to defend here on 0-2. And he drives the ball to the right side of the field. And that ball will get out of play. Brakefield in at catcher now for Jordan Ankrum. Nice to have a guy like him that can play several different positions. And he watches that pitch as, from our vantage point, looked to be over the plate. I can only imagine that it was high. So 1-2. And Brakefield will go down on pitches. Strikes out looking. As soon as that ball crossed the plate, he knew it was a strike. He was fooled on the curveball, and so Brett Mann now up to the plate looking to help out his own cause with one out here in the top of the sixth. And Brett Mann has pitched to Jim, as we've been talking about. And he drives the ball to right center field. That will definitely score the run as it gets past the right fielder. Mann will go in easy for a double. And so 2 RBI doubles for the Knights here in the top of the sixth inning. The score now 6-1 Knights. And the key event here in the top of the sixth inning was the balk that moved Brendan Ferris to second base, as he was only on first, and the initial double by Busenbark would not have scored him. And so, as I said, 2 RBI doubles here in the top of the sixth inning. And the coach calls a meeting at the mound, but he will leave his pitcher in. Going to try to let him finish the inning here. Andres Castro in. Another substitution for the Knights. Pitcher taking his time here to deliver. It's the courtesy runner there for Mann on second, looking to get in the pitcher's head. And that curveball on the inside part of the plate. Off the inside part of the plate, excuse me, for ball 1. Castro looking to do a little more damage as the pitcher steps off. No one in the bullpen for St. Clair. So it appears as though Bulldogs coach is going to try to let this guy finish the game. Good eye by Castro. There's the ball hit to shortstop. He fakes the throw to first. We'll get the runner at third, though, the courtesy runner for Man. He looked like he was going to go to first with it, and so Gibbs waved the runner on. And he's thrown out. So that's 2 outs now. The runner at first. So that pitch on the inside part of the plate. The Knights seem content to watch that first pitch most of this game. Running at first, not a very big lead. And there's a pitch driven into center field, but the center fielder under it for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Knights able to put a couple more runs on the board off 2 RBI doubles. A big balk in that inning by the St. Clair pitcher that moved the first runner into scoring position. So the Knights would, I believe, have scored almost every inning here except for one. Scoring 1 or 2 runs every inning, adding to that lead. Man now goes in for the bottom of the 2nd. Looking to go to work. Excuse me, the bottom of the 6th inning. As I was corrected up here by the camera girl, Megan Wade, and the producer, Emma Means. At least they're good for something up here, telling me when I do something wrong. They're doing a good job up here this morning. So we have students that run our cameras, and the computer is Emma's the producer this morning, and they are not the envy of every student, I imagine, doing what can only be described as schoolwork on a Saturday morning. They are doing a good job. It's a good morning for baseball here. Nice weather, fairly cool, and the Knights winning 6-1. There's a curveball for Man across the plate for strike 1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. As St. Clair looks to have a pitcher up in the bullpen, and there's 2 straight curveballs for Man. The hitter looks a little surprised. I imagine Man will try to blow by him here with a fastball. And he does. The ball pulled to third. Busenbark with a nice play over to Forsyth to get the out. So 1 up and 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Excuse me, Forsyth not at first. It would appear as though right now that Man is the only previous starter in the game. And Man misses inside, hits the St. Clair batter on the leg. Nathan Gons at first. So man from the stretch seemed to foul the ball off. So as we checked around the field here, was correct that Brett Mann, the only original starter here that started the game for the Knights. Nice to have that kind of depth. And so courtesy runner here, the runner at first, as Brett Mann hits the second straight batter here in the top of the sixth inning, or excuse me, the bottom of the sixth. So he's had tremendous control all game, and he got the first out, and then has hit two guys. And that ball fouled off. Knights still with an opportunity here to turn two. They can get an infield grounder. So I believe it's the first baseman there for St. Clair. And there's a ball flown deep. The left fielder looking to run under it, and he misses it. And that will score a runner from second. Cutoff man will hold the ball. So the score now 6-2. What I believe will be called an error on the left fielder. It was very catchable. The ball seemed to change direction there on him at the last second as he lost it. Ball off his glove. So one out now, runners at first and second. Brakefield framed that pitch well. A little low and outside for ball one. So there's a pitch in the dirt for ball two. Coach Gibbs calls time. He'll bring his infield in. As I said before, no original starters in the game for the Knights other than Brett Mann, the starting pitcher. So this is a good time for Gibbs to do a little coaching, letting his second baseman Kraus know that he's got to hold the runner at second. Letting his guys know the situation. With one out, they're going to look to turn two. Probably play a little bit more shallow than what they normally would. And Brakefield will be key here. As he will definitely need to block up the ball behind the plate. As I said, not a lot of teams have the kind of depth to be able to exchange their entire starting lineup on a baseball field for subs, but the Knights do. So now 2-0. Mann from the stretch, swing and a miss for strike one. Strikeout would be big here for Mann. Mann with that big leg kick looking back to second as he gets strike two. And that is a weapon there, just being able to hold the runner at second there as Mann can step off the plate there before he delivers. Excuse me, step off the rubber. There's the quick delivery there inside. Full count now. Mann with a few different delivery options here. He will change his delivery every so often. There's the quick slide of the leg. Ball outside for ball three. Mann disappointed. I'm not sure if he's in himself or in the call. But he has hit two batters and now walked a batter to load the bases here with one out. And the designated hitter for the Bulldogs. Mann will go from the stretch. That ball outside off the plate. Score 6-2. The key time with one out for Mann. That ball driven up the middle. Runner out at second for the force. But the Bulldogs will score. on a fielder's choice. RBI by the designated hitter. So the score now 6-3. But with 2 outs in the inning, Mann, who has put 3 guys on base, can get out of the inning here, only allowing 2 runs. So Brakefield gives his infield the sign. Runners at the corners here with 2 outs. I would imagine they won't throw at the runner if he attempts to steal, or at least they will cut off the throw and attempt to fake out the Bulldog runner at third. Mann from the stretch slides the leg. The ball outside again. We'll say that Mann, when he has missed, for the most part today, has missed outside, other than the 2 batters that he hit this inning. And so Brakefield throws the runner out at second to end the inning. And that was big with 2 outs there. Many times they'll cut the runner off at second in an attempt to keep the runner at third from scoring, but Brakefield with a rocket shot down to second, throwing the runner out he was attempting to steal. The St. Clair trying to manufacture some runs and get 2 runners in scoring position. But a pretty tremendous defensive play by Anthony Brakefield, able to help Mann get out of the inning, only allowing 2 runs. And one of those on an error. The left fielder ran under the ball, but just missed it off the side of his glove. Not able to squeeze it. We'll go to the top of the 7th here. And the Knights still leading 6-3. Looking to get a couple more runs on the board as they have most innings here today. Try to add a little bit to their lead. St. Clair with a new pitcher. The Bulldogs feeling like they have a chance to get back in this game. Only down 3 runs now. Making the pitching change. Nathan Gons will come up to the plate to start the top of the 7th inning. The guys in the dugout mouthing him a little bit. Farmington has controlled this game for the most part. Now the game is within reach, though, for St. Clair. Nathan Gons, another guy who pitches for the Knights. He's been in at first in the previous couple of innings, as Coach Gibbs has subbed out his entire starting lineup other than Brett Mann. So Gons looking to make something happen here. That pitch way outside for ball 1. Knights have played very well here this morning in the first half of their doubleheader with St. Clair. Putting a run on the board every inning except for one. There's a strike, 2-1 to Gons. Made a few key defensive plays as Brakefield threw the runner out at second there to end the previous inning. And Brett Mann with, I believe, 5 strikeouts on the day until that last inning had pitched what can only be described as a gem. Nathan Gons pulls the ball to left field. And that will get out of play. The guys in the dugout really cheering him on. Count full now. Nathan Gons and the payoff pitch. That ball's outside in the dirt. The Gods will make it around to first on the walk. And Braden Bond came in to play right field. And he'll watch ball one. My producer and camera lady up here have corrected me again. It's Bond without a D. They're really good at telling me when I screw up. I appreciate them. You got to have somebody to correct you. Otherwise, I'd be making all kinds of mistakes. And so Bond fouls that pitch off, taking the count to 1-2. BB, as they call him. We've seen him come in several games as a courtesy runner for the pitcher. Here he's getting an opportunity to play right field, getting a couple of at-bats. Two and two. He takes inside. That pitch nearly hit Bond. I'm sure he would have proudly taken that. Full count again, and the same result as the first. As the count goes full, and the St. Clair pitcher bounces the ball outside in the dirt. And Trent Weidman now up to the plate. And if you're Farmington, this is a good way to manufacture runs. That ball lined foul, taking the count to 0-1. And a couple of guys watching 4 pitches go by, so nobody out here. So a hit to the right part of the ballpark can score the runner for second. So from the stretch, St. Clair delivers. There's a ball flown to right center field. The Farmington runner tags at second. McGibbs will hold him up. And a pass ball now, and the runners will move up to second and third. And Ferris at the plate now. Brendan Ferris with a chance to score 2 runs if he can hit the ball into the gap. Really, a ball anywhere in the outfield will score the runner at third. And the infield playing very shallow, and Ferris loops the ball over the shortstop. And the runner at third will score. So that's a very well manufactured run by the Farmington Knights. They had a couple of guys had a good eye, took some walks, moved over on a pass ball, and the infield playing in scored the runner. So there's a hot shot to the shortstop, and he's not able to handle it. So an infield hit here, bases loaded with one out for the Knights here in the top of the 7th inning. Looking to add their lead as they just scored a run. It's now 7-3. So as I said, that's how you manufacture a run. Get a couple of walks, move over on a pass ball, and the infield playing very shallow, looking to keep the runner at second from scoring. Brendan Ferris able to pop a ball up only 4 or 5 feet into the outfield, just over into the grass. Would have been an easy catch normally for the shortstop. But he was playing on the infield grass. And so him not able to get to it allows the runner at third to score. Nice piece of hitting there. When those runners are playing shallow like that, really the key is just to put the bat on the ball, make something happen. And so Anthony Brakefield now will come in. Same as before, any ball hit to the outfield will score at least one. But if Brakefield can just put the ball into play, he can just about score a run. And there's a ground to the second baseman. And the second baseman with an unassisted double play there. Or excuse me, that was incorrect. He tagged the runner and threw him out at first. So the 2-1 double play. But Farmington able to add to their lead. Take it from 6-3 to 7-3 here, going into the last inning here for St. Clair. Last chance for them. Brett Mann looking to finish the game off. I would look around for more defensive substitutions for Coach Gibbs, but I don't believe he has anyone left in the dugout. As I said, they're making playing a doubleheader here. This morning. That's probably why Gibbs has given several of his, all of his starters a break here as the game has gone on. After this game, the JV will play, and then around 1:30, the varsity will play again against the St. Clair Bulldogs baseball team. As I said, a beautiful day for baseball. It's a little overcast, but the temperature is great out here. It's in the low to mid 70s. Perfect for baseball. Man delivers for the first batter of the inning, and he gets a strike. Looking to return to the form he had the first 5 innings of the game. Put that last inning behind him. Brakefield frames it, but it's just off the outside part of the plate. Man testing the strike zone there. Some of those pitches have been called today. That ball bounces into the dirt, taking the count to 2-1. Man, frustrated with the call on that one. He gets the ball outside, as that looks like a pitch that has been called most of the game. And the ump does not give it to him there. There's a ball looped into right field. The second baseman, Brendan Krause, able to run under it for the first out of the inning. Man, not too happy with the call right before that. I would say the ump has been pretty consistent, given that pitch is a strike to both teams, but he didn't get it on that one. It's a man low and outside there to start off. Lefty for St. Clair, I believe their center fielder. So Mann gets that call on the inside part of the plate. Still a little surprised that he would get that one and not the previous pitch that was called a ball. And that ball bounced into the dirt. If you're Coach Gibbs for the Knights, you have to feel really good about being able to put your subs in at every position on the field. And if they're able to finish this game out, there's a slow grounder to Nathan Gons at first for the second out of the inning. You got to feel pretty good being able to sub out all of your starters, able to manufacture a run there in the bottom of the top of the seventh inning to add to the lead, and able to get out of here with a win with the previous, I believe, the past 3 innings. There's been subs put into the ball game, and the previous 2 innings, not a single starter has been left out on the field. So, Mann with that call for a strike, quickly 0-2 with a chance to end the ball game here with 1 pitch. He delivers. That curveball just able to miss the batter, not able to get back on the inside part of the plate. That hitter looked like he expected to be hit. So Mann delivers with the curveball again to strike out to end the game. I believe that was his 6th or 7th strikeout on the game. Brett Mann pitched very well, allowed a couple of runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Other than that, pitched what can only be described as a gem. And when you have a doubleheader like this, it's nice to be able to throw a guy out there in the top half of it and him pitch as well as Mann did today. And so Mann only allowing 3 runs, 6 strikeouts. As Farmington Knights varsity baseball team will defeat the St. Clair Bulldogs in the first of this doubleheader here this morning, 7-3 at Wilson Rozier Ballpark. The subs played well for the Knights today, as you don't often see a team sub out every starter in the field, mostly because most teams don't carry 18 to 20 people on their team. Knights able to do that today. Anthony Brakefield, who, as I said, normally would come in to play first or outfield, able to put him behind the plate, made a key defensive play to throw a runner out at second who was stealing to end rally by the St. Clair Bulldogs. And the Knights getting contributions all across their team this morning. And so now as I believe I was must have had a scheduling mistake here, as looks like what will happen here instead of the JV playing is that Oakville and St. Clair will take a break, and they will play Oakville here to start this second game, and then the Knights will come back and play Oakville for their second game of the day. And so we will into our broadcast here. Again, the Knights winning 7-3. Contributions all over the field, as I said, from subs and starters. Brett Mann pitched a tremendous game, several strikeouts. And the Knights win here at Wilson Rozier Ballpark on a Saturday morning, 7-3. This has been Marcus Archer with Emma Means and Megan Wade for Night Vision Sports. We'll see you next time.